This is an aura clearing for everything and nothing. And I was already getting some things as I was surrounding you in light and retrieving the code name, but I'm going to start off by just surrounding myself in light and surrounding you in light again, and because I just want to go in the order of however your guides present things. Okay, so here I go. Okay. So I have your picture here, and I'm just visualizing it surrounded in light. Now, for me, what was coming in, because I don't visualize the light as a certain color or anything, I just focus on surrounding myself in a positive energy. And then the light ends up being whatever color, more to signify something. So it's neutral in a sense, the color. It's there to symbolize something that it represents. And for me, it was coming in with a very grounded energy, and it also looked like a bright white. So this is symbolizing the clearing. Now, when I visualized it over you, it was coming in as the opposite. It was coming in as a very deep black. And so this symbolizes a lot of things. This symbolizes, for one, protection. And again, the clearing. Black a lot of times has to do with clearing negativity, and white also has to do with cleansing and purifying negativity, cleansing a space. And black is the same way. Both of these colors are really non-colors. Neither of them are actual colors, but they both represent this same concept of clearing a space. And black especially represents protecting a space. So this is protecting your aura. That's an energy that they're coming in with. And also these two opposites, the yin and the yang. So the feminine with the black and the masculine with the white. And also another concept that's coming in is what is concealed, and what is already at hand. And what you know and perceive, and what you don't know, or what you lack knowledge about. And really, we lack nothing, but we can perceive ourselves as lacking or being empty of knowledge. And one of the energies coming in is to empty your cup and to let go of all of this knowledge that you pertain. And that's another thing that black represents. It represents emptiness. It represents empty space that contains nothing. It represents a void. So a lack of knowledge, but not in a negative way, meaning that you are empty, and so light can fill you with knowledge. But you have to be empty first. So that's one thing that is coming in from your guides, is empty, empty, empty. Empty yourself out of all these thoughts and perceptions about how the world works, but especially about how God is. And there's also an energy that feels a little bit like a religious background, a kind of energy like you were taught to view things in a certain way. And even though you may have stepped out of that as you grew into your adulthood and beyond, you, and also as you kept growing spiritually, you advanced and you poured some of those out. But some new beliefs have even been added. And they're saying to empty yourself out. They're saying to let it just be blank, like nothing. It's nothing and it's everything. There are no answers. There are no answers for you. And they're saying that this can be kind of like shaky ground, not just for you, for anyone. This is something that people generally have trouble with, needing to find out. Like all these twists and turns and all these concepts and our emotions, our feelings, what we feel about them. But it's like the energy they're coming in with is that's what it is about, is these twists and turns, these feelings, our feelings and our perceptions can come from different places. They can come from our feelings. They can come, meaning our emotions, but they can also come from our feelings, meaning our intuition. They can come from, I keep getting the word desires. Desires and what you want to manifest. This is coming in a little bit jumbled. Okay, so I'm gonna try saying this in English and kind of in an order. Okay, but what they're saying is that this can come through in a lot of different ways. It can come through your feelings, meaning intuition. It can come through your emotions. It can come through your logical mind. It can come through your physical body even. We perceive things through that. And it can come through your energy where you have no form. Another thing that they're sending is that even energy, though, is a form because it is something. We can physically perceive it. Maybe we don't realize that we can physically perceive it, but even scientifically, we're aware of energy. So we perceive it as nothing. We perceive this empty space around us as absolutely nothing. It's like there's nothing here. But we know that something has to be here. So we are interacting with it. And so in a sense, even energy is physical. In a sense, it's physically there. But you can't see it and you can't touch it, even though we're moving through it all the time, and in that sense we are seeing it. So it's more that we aren't aware of it. We aren't grasping what we're aware of consciously. So subconsciously we are aware of this concept that anything can be anything else because it's all the same thing. It's all energy. So they're saying that God doesn't have a face, that God is purely faceless. God is nameless. It's an it, it's an I, it's a we. It's us, it's them, it's everything, it's everyone, it's every concept, and they're all equal. And none of them are above or below. So they're saying that your way is one way. So they're saying to be empty and let it flow through you and also pass out of you. They're saying that all of these ideas and concepts need to clear and just to be still and in the present mind. Because that's oneness, and they're saying that's all religions, that's every concept, it's every idea. It's birthing new things, so creating new things and letting go of old things, and also accepting older things that are still relevant. But you decide this, and it's for you. So everyone can make a decision about what is right for them right now. And it doesn't make it wrong for them that someone else disagrees with them. And it doesn't make it right or wrong for that person either, necessarily. It's just all neutral, and it's all relative to the individual, to the person, or to the being. So they're saying concepts are just a tool to help you get there in your own evolution, and that it's not about truth. They're not truths, and yet at the same time they all are truths. But there is no one truth or one right answer. It's just what is going to help you now to evolve and to grow. So that is the message coming in from your guides, and I don't feel like it's so much a reading as a message. Normally I feel more like they're assisting me with reading the person, like they're telling me things about the person. This is more, it's more like what they want you to hear. It's more what they want to tell you. So that's the message that they're coming through with. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start on the clearing. And I have your questions here also. So I'm just going to let them answer as they see fit, because even though I have the questions, obviously, since it's always going to be your guides answering when you get a reading from me anyway, since I'm totally relying on them. So ultimately, they're going to choose to answer or not answer whatever they see fit to do with these questions. So I have to kind of let that be, but I do have them up here if they're going to say something about them. Okay, another thing, they're showing me like a picture of you when you are younger and you were being raised by parents, by your mother. Your mother. They're specifically showing me, and they're just saying that ever since you're young, you were brought up and taught to be a certain way. And even being a good person is in a certain way. And that was another thing that I was sensing from you right from the get-go, that you are, that you really try to be a good person. You try to be a kind person. You try to be a gentle person. You want to do what's right. And they're not saying that you're wrong in that, or in what you choose to decide is good. They're just saying to let it go and let yourself come through as it is. Okay. And then as far as the second question, they're saying, and then all of this DNA will be active. Because right now, the feeling that they're coming in with is that almost that your DNA is supposed to be a certain way to you. So there are some feelings that you have about the way things are that you've been taught to agree with, that they're saying aren't serving you. They actually limit you. Because it is perceptions of how things are that are not necessarily how everything is. It's just one aspect. It's divine, but it's one part of the divine. It's one way of looking at things. Whereas your guides are all inclusive, and energy itself, or you could say God itself, is in everything. So it's all inclusive of everything, of every concept, of every idea, of every type of person, of every unique way of being. It is that way. It is always. So there isn't one way. There are many ways, many paths to one truth in a sense. But again, it's all inclusive, and it's whatever you make it to be. It's whatever you need it to be for your own growth. And that's really what it's all about. It's really all about your growth. It's all about an individual's growth, and it's all about the collective mind's growth. Okay, so what am I doing with this selenite wand that I have out here? I gotta ask them what I need to do with this. Okay. And this one is a Shadakite. Okay. So these are both mental and more psychic crystals. And this one I always focus on specifically for clearing the aura, especially. This one is more for if there's something blocking intuition, or something blocking something in the mind, because this is a very clairvoyant stone. So I'm just going to do some I'm just going to do some intense visualizing here. So I'm not necessarily going to be talking through all of this. And on your end, you can just focus on receiving the energy. And I focus on clearing myself all of the time. So I'm really going to focus on sending you a very clear energy. I want it to be the highest energy that I'm able to send you, and also that your guides and my guides are able to send you through me, and also to you directly. And even that other aspects of you would send. So here we go. There's a chakra between the solar plexus and the heart chakra that I'm feeling really intensely. This is a chakra that they're attempting to activate. I've never heard of a chakra being there. I don't know what that chakra is called, or if it's been discovered by anyone else yet. I'm assuming it has. So you might be able to find something about that chakra, but that is a chakra that they are specifically activating right now and tuning. I think that's the word that's coming through. There's a lot of energy pouring into this chakra. And it's coming, a lot of it is coming from the right side too. There's an energy on the right side. And now there's a guide coming in with a really intense energy. And again, this bright white light. And he has these horns on his head, these animal horns. The light is so intense, though, it's hard to make out exactly what it is. It could be a dragon or maybe a bull. I can't really tell. And he's just going in this circle around you and around you and around you like this. So that again is telling me they are trying to get a chakra or multiple chakras to move and spin. And not only that, but some kind of activation if they're going around you in a circle like that. And if it's coming from the right side, so it's going in this counterclockwise direction, it's going to the left. So the left is about your intuition. So there again, they're trying to, it's like they're trying to activate psychic abilities. They're trying to activate your intuition. And again, this energy of being grounded. I don't feel like you're not grounded though. I almost feel like they're pulling from a grounded nature that you do have. They're tapping into that energy to use it to sustain these other chakras. So some of your chakras are well on their way. Some of your chakras are really earthed and they're really spinning. And you need that. That's good. And they're pulling from that. But some of these other chakras, it's like they're pulling up that energy. They're calling that up to get these other ones to stir and spin and navigate. Navigate. So some of these chakras, then what they're meaning by that is some of these chakras are almost jumbled or out of order. They have to move slightly, some of them. Sometimes this happens. It's almost like they spin out of orbit in a way. So sometimes I've noticed the guides almost, at least my guides, and then I guess maybe other people's guides just go along with that interpretation, since orbit around one another and they have a place that they gravitate to, that they hold, but they can be almost knocked off kilter and be in the wrong spot if they're not being used correctly, or if they're orbit around one another and they have a place that they gravitate to, that they hold, but they can be almost knocked off kilter and be in the wrong spot if they're not being used correctly, or if they're not being used enough, if they're not spinning enough. And since we're not really taught how to spin them, like in our society, obviously our chakras can kind of atrophy and end up in the wrong spot. So they're just, this guide is like blowing on them. It's almost like it's like he's dusting them off, and he's using dust to do it, but almost like space dust. He's blowing this like cosmic dust on it to get it to activate, but also to get it to clear and spin properly. But like dust, clear dust off of it. So it's not so much like a negative energy that's clearing out of it, more like a stagnant one. So more like a dusty old book. It's not dusty because it's negative. It's dusty because it hasn't really been used before, or used in a long time. No, they are, they just cleared something that was actually in the root chakra. But that felt like a smaller block to me. And as soon as they cleared that, then they showed me this picture of a, normally chakras spin this way, but they were showing me a picture of this energy spinning this way. And that really represents Kundalini energy to me. And the connection with all of the chakras. So this energy that's rising through all of the chakras and getting them all to spin, which is what your guides are saying is partially what the Kundalini energy is about. It's an energy that connects all of them and goes through all of them and gets them all to spin properly and function in the right way and in the correct spot and all these things. So it almost feels like they want to activate them all together, or not all of them, but a lot of them. Activate many of these chakra centers at one point, and that's also what activates the DNA, is also how many chakras are active. And they're saying it's not just about these 7, it's about energy centers that you've never even heard of, because it's not about our physical body necessarily, you know, like the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the, you know, the third eye chakra. It's like these are all points on our body, so they're relative to our body. But what about the mind? What about the emotions? What about the fact that, like we said, like they said, we contain everything, we are everything, so we're much more expansive than just our body. So there are many more chakras that one can activate than just 7 or 12 or 13, because it's not about this physical space here when you're activating a chakra, which is energy. It's energy, and it has to do with an energy center. So I almost feel like you could continue with this. There's a lot of energy coming in, and this is something that your guides are hinting at, that if you were to really continue this clearing even now, this could activate. I'm feeling from your guides like they want to activate you, like you can get a serious activation just by their energy and what you are tapping into. Because another thing that's coming through is that you want to have like almost like clarity, or like a burst of knowledge, or I guess what you could call enlightenment. You want to reach enlightenment, in a sense, is kind of what the energy feels like. You want to reach some higher level of mastery. I feel like that is like a goal, and I feel like that's why they were coming in with the messages that they were, because it's not only about clearing or like your day-to-day life and stuff, which is why it wasn't coming through so intensely like a reading. They want to almost answer this higher call that you have, which is to serve your own self. Because enlightenment isn't about other people, and that's okay. It's good to be intact yourself, to be full yourself. Empty in the way of information, empty in the way of letting go of what is old and not serving you, but and allowing this cosmic force, this cosmic energy to come through you and to serve you, to be what serves you. But they really want to focus more on this enlightenment. Like this is something you've desired. You want to experience enlightenment. You want to level up. You want to reach a level of enlightenment now and in this lifetime. And they're saying that you can do that. So I feel like you need to keep doing this. I got to wrap this up because my time is limited here. But they want you to take hold of this energy. That's what's going to help you to level up. It's by activating these energy centers, and that's just through this energy that they're sending. I feel like that alone will do it. Calling on your guides, which I feel like you already do. I feel like you already have some entities that you call on, not just guides, but deities also. I feel like there are deities also that you call on. So there are energies around you that have accumulated that want to help you with this. And so it's just a matter of sitting with them and just letting it pass through you. And you can watch this video even over and over again. Because that's one of the things about when you do a video or a clearing. And that's also why this is the one reading I don't offer through email, because you have to be able to watch it. You have to be able to see it and accept it. And then every time you watch it, it's like a repeat. And it might even change slightly, the energies. They might be more what you need for that day or that moment versus a different day or a different moment. So this is another thing you can do. You can watch this to help you connect with that energy, and you can connect with it on your own also. And also, again, to use this grounded energy, to use energy from the earth and from your feet on your lower chakras. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to say really quickly, and then I'm going to end it, is that you really don't have a block at your feet at all. Like you're asking about your life purpose. I feel like that's gonna come to you. Yeah, when you reach more this level, or like they're saying enlightenment, or even come more close to it, which is going to come as you become more activated because you're on your path. Otherwise, I sense blocks so often with clients when it comes to the energy of their path. They're not showing me any blocks with that. So I don't feel that is blocked. You just haven't reached it yet. So you just have to keep going down your path that you're already on. Okay. So, thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, everything and nothing. I thank you so much, and I hope that